this.
What's going on, guys? So before I talk about the video, I'd just like to say that the next round of the Next Great YouTuber is up on NimNim's channel. My video will be right here, and the link will be down below. If you go and vote for me, which you just vote by just pressing a like button right down below, a thumbs up, if you want me to see go further. So if you support me, I'd really appreciate it if you go over there and give me a thumbs up to see me go further and have my channel grow big. But let's get on with the video. So I've been talking about competitive play on and off constantly, and I don't want to keep doing a broken record with that. So I'm not going to really talk about that specifically. We're going to talk about a card, but just to give some background information, I kind of decided I was going to play ABCs for my next format play because, not for my next format, for my competitive play, because it's still relatively budget. I like the deck, it's fun and it's easy, and I know that sounds stupid, but yes, I do want an easier competitive deck for right now, and it's just something that I don't have to invest a lot of money in because I feel like the next format change might be a bigger one since the last one was not as much so. And I don't want to invest in something too expensive and just have it completely change and have things get banned and be kind of pointless. So I want to play something that's like mid-tier but still competitive budget before I go like fully expensive competitive when the new format changes. So with that being said, and me picking ABCs as that option, there was a card that I found by looking through the Sendo Kaiba structure decks that I haven't seen really many people play in their decks, which I could see why, but there's I want to talk about this little thing for you about being budget and how this card is good. So, in that long explanation, the card is Frontline base. So basically, it's a very simple spell card, and all it is you can special summon one level 4 Union monster once per turn. Pretty easy effect, and it's a pretty good effect. I've been using it, and it really makes ABCs go off even more than they already can with your gold and silver gadget plays. It also can help if you're playing Machina gadgets. You can like Machina Gear Frame and get your Machina Fortress, and then you can use Frontline's base's effect to like special summon into like an ABC monster. Doesn't really matter whatever one you have in your hand that's Union, and then you can overlay them into go to Tsukiyomi, pitch the ABC monster, you pitch your other monster, draw 2 cards. I mean, you don't want to necessarily go Tsukiyomi because then you lose your Fortress. So yeah, maybe not. But yeah, it's a very interesting card. But the reason why I'm bringing that up is because a lot of players are budget. I'd say a majority of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Base is relatively budget. I'll say $250 less is that budget sweet spot area that people are willing to pay for their complete deck, extra deck, and everything. I'm not saying other players don't pay more, because they definitely do, but I'd say the average is not willing to spend tons of money into this game. That's just how it is, especially since a lot of players want to play multiple decks and like to own multiple decks, so spending so much on one deck, it's hard for them to justify. And the reason why I'm talking about this card is because there's another card that combines with this and your other cards in your deck so well, so you don't have to pay more money. So, while we're still talking about Frontline base, I want to talk about the card Storm. Now, this is no credit, there's other decks that play this, but I've actually was not brought this attention. I was brought to this attention by my friend Luke about this card. I remember what the card did, but I didn't really think about it. He's playing Storm in his deck. I think it's, oh god, what was it now? Oh god, why can't I think of that deck? But anyways, that's not the point. He's playing Storm in his deck, and it's a good card to throw in his deck. It works out great. I was like, well, I don't really want to play Twin Twister because I don't want to pay for the Twin Twisters right now. Like, reprint maybe in the future, but I just don't want to play Twin Twister. And I think MST is not good enough in this format to get rid of the backer that I want to play. So it's like, is there any way I could play Storm? Well, Storm, basically, if you don't already know, is it destroys your spell and trap cards, and then it destroys the same amount of spell and trap cards your opponent controls. Basically, oh, I destroyed 2 spell traps in my field, your opponent gets 2 spell traps. So, vice versa. The reason why this card is good, and because it's only $1. Okay, let's just put that in perspective. It's only a fucking dollar. Like $1.50. And if you go to like a local card store, you might even get it for cheaper, considering if they have a bunch of it in commons. So, that's already like awesome as it is. Playing with Frontline base gives you an ability to have cards that you're willing to destroy. Now, Frontline base is a good card in ABCs. To my understanding, I feel like it is. It really lets you special summon and have more monsters on the field and let plays go off more instead of just relying on the basic ABC function. I was testing Storm out, and I've found that I've actually liked it better than playing Twin Twister online anyways, because I can't buy well, I can, but I don't want to buy Twin Twister just yet until I saw the format change. I was testing this out, and having your ABC, like your Union Hanger, and then your other monsters, like Terraformers, if you have an extra Terraforming, you can set it down. So basically, any spell and trap card you have, you can pitch against your opponent, and it's been working out great, especially with Frontline base. You can use your Frontline base, have some effects go off, and then you play Storm. and it goes off, and then it just destroys your opponent's back row, and it's just amazing. The only problem that is about this specific card, well, not the only, there's probably multiple problems that people could think of, but the big one is there's a lot of times where it's dead. There's a lot of times where that you can't use it because you're waiting for something to be had so you can get rid of something you can use. While it has worked a lot, Twin Twister definitely does have its advantages, especially with being able to discard an ABC monster from your hand with Twin Twister. But for those budget players that feel like MST is too slow for you, and if your deck plays a lot of spells and traps, I just want to say look into Storm, because it's helping out me on my deck by being able to play competitively budget until the next format change. Because I already told you that I didn't want to change decks until the format changes, so now I can be competitively budget until this format change. So I just want to give out some people, if you're playing ABCs or if you're playing it online and you want to look at something, I'd look into Frontline, Base, and Storm, and not saying they combine necessarily together, but just try them out in your deck and see how you feel about them. If you don't like Storm, hey, fuck Storm then. Just try out Frontline, Base. It's just interesting cards to play for the ABC budget if you don't want to be one of those players that are spending a bunch of money in this game. Like I said, I will be one of those players, just not in this format yet. I am waiting. I am waiting until I get into the nitty-gritty of it. But let me know down below, what do you think about these two cards? What do you think they do for ABCs or any deck for that matter? Well, Frontline, Base you can't put into any deck. So Storm more on the other end. But Frontline, Base I feel like is a decent card that people are overlooking for ABCs. So hey, let me know your thoughts down below. This video is a little bit more of a ramble. That's what we do on this channel. We ramble. So, hey, once again, I just want to say, vote me up for the next great YouTuber. The link will be down below, and the link is right here. Go vote me up, and see you later, guys. Peace.
Damn. Yeah.